Are you getting the questions at a different speed here? I went to see this death clock thing the other day when I first got here, and I've never seen it before, so it was way over my head. I didn't get it at all. You know, there was sort of 3,000 people watching a video screen. What do you think of Heathen? Yeah, good. I remember the black and white video. How do you usually spend how long a day? The way I work mixes out, I usually average a song a day. You know, if someone comes to me and wants an album mixing, you know, if it's 14 songs, I'll just allocate 2 weeks for it. But I don't do it a song at a time. I'll work through, get all the drums for everything done, go back, get guitars sorted. So it all comes together at the end of the session. So by that time, you've got the label panicking. If Gary got sick on tour and asked you to fill in, how long would it take you to get up to speed and learn the songs? Gary's stuff is ridiculously hard to play, so I wouldn't even contemplate that. What other hobbies do I have? To be honest, this is all I do. My life is that sad. Yeah. I record drums all the time without a click track. Underrated UK thrash band. I don't know that many. Yeah, Sabbath. There you go. Oxford EQ. Yeah, I use the API EQ on guitars as well. What you're done with the mix. Yeah, I mean, I set myself a deadline a lot of the time, and I have to walk away from it with mixers, you know, and sort of thing. I'm not getting anything better out of this now. Yeah, the URS one. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was a tough one. This is Endgame I'm talking about. It was a long experience. I mean, it went over 9 months in total, and I was out in San Diego for 5 months. So, you know, imagine being away from home for 5 months. It's a long time. So it was, you know, getting up every morning, driving it in the studio, and, you know, some of the days not getting a lot done. It was a tough one. What was the Blaze question there? Blaze is. I mean, I like Blaze because he was very much the underdog when I got involved with him. He'd just been fired from Maiden, and he's a funny character. I've had some good nights out with him, but he's actually he's a decent guy. He's got an idea of what he wants, and he was very sort of focused on getting a good album. I'm actually really happy with those albums I did with him. The Megadeth album drove me crazy trying to get it finished. Yeah.
What's your favorite album you've ever done?
Favorite album? That's a tough one as well. I think this Accept album I'm working on is going to be my favorite album, to be honest, because they were the band that I listened to growing up. So to actually work with them now, it's sort of a huge goal achieved.
You ever submitted a finished album and thought, I wish I could go back and change that?
Changing a submitted out? Yeah, just 1 or 2 bits usually. You know, I think if a snare is maybe poking out the mix, or, you know, and I'll get a mastered album back from a label, and I'll be in the studio at 4 a.m. remastering it to make sure it doesn't go out like that. Angela Gossow, Sarah Palin, and Oprah. Well, I'd kill Oprah. What's that? Oh no, this is going to get me in trouble now. I'll just kill all 3 of them. How about that?
Accept material sound? Did the band ask?
No, I actually approached the band. I'd heard they got a new singer, because I started seeing the rumours about Mark singing for him, and I actually knew Ed Aborn, who was Wolf's web design guy, who I'd met through Chris Jericho when I was, playing in Fozzy. And I just, literally on MySpace, just sent Ed a message saying, what needs to happen here, and because Ed knew, how much of a fan I was, so he he sent Wolf an email and said, you need to talk to this guy. And Gabby, who's Wolf's wife, who also manages the band, then just, emailed me sort of a month or so later, and we got chatting. And I've been flying backwards and forwards between the UK and Nashville, sort of constantly the latter half of this year, just to get this album done when we've had time, really. So yeah, it's great. Peter and Wolf, total professionals, probably two of the nicest guys I've ever worked with. Totally focused. Got once they got their ideas together, it's come on really well. I've not heard World Painted Blood, so I couldn't judge that. Hockey? No, I'm not into hockey. Have you someone who helps you with producer agreements? Yeah, I've got a lawyer in London. What? What you got there? What are you laughing at?
I just laughed at that.
What do you think of the production on Creative Hordes of Chaos? I think Colin did the best he could with what he was given.
Have you ever fallen out with anyone in the industry?
John Finberg.
Yeah, who has it?
Yeah.
You worked with all three singers. Who's the biggest asshole?
You. Yeah. Do you go clinics? No. Do you get annoyed when people like Trivium go on and they never use samples but clearly do? Yeah, that was interesting, that video that they put out. Yeah, I think it's just very misguided. It's become the cool thing to say, oh, we don't use samples, it's all natural, when obviously they do. It comes back and bites them in the end, because they have to. So, and I get bands saying to me, we don't want to use samples, blah blah blah, and then when we get to the mix and I'm not using samples, they're going, why doesn't it sound like this? They'll put the album on, and I go, that's because that's samples. So yeah, a lot of people don't really understand how it all works. No, I'm going to trigger the piss out of the album. It's going to sound like a machine. Yeah, it's still 50-50 with the snare, a bit of the natural kicks in there sometimes as well. It's whatever it needs. It depends on the player and what it needs. Sometimes you with the mixes you sent, you need to replace everything because there's just nothing usable that you've been sent. Why does Lee take so long to do his solos? Do you want to answer that one, Lee? Lack of rehearsal. Yeah.
It's perfection. It's time.
Yeah, he likes to even overproduce it more than me, don't you?
Yeah, love overproduce.
Yeah. Because Lee's a shiny golden god. Okay. Opinion of Saint Anger. That's not too good, is it? Do you think Sean Drover is the coolest dude you've ever met?
Is that it?
Yeah. I'm going to tell him about Sean the Pillow. Are you still in a NyQuil days today, Sean, or was it it was it Unisom last night? Yeah. Who do you yell at the most? Lee. Yeah. Still have that. Yeah. I'm suffering as well today. What about? I like Load and Reload. I think you can make a good follow up to the Black Album out of both those albums. Take the best bits. Have you got your hairspray in today, Sean? How's your hair? Not today, huh? What are you down to weight-wise? About 130?
Oh, look at that. That's a good question.
122. Cool.
What? When
When tracking vocals, do you find yourself letting the singer go through the whole song or take it in sections? Also, either how many takes do you let them?
Yeah, that is a good question actually. We usually I'll work sort of two to four lines, unless it needs to be a line at a time when it's really sort of hectic stuff. And usually get sort of 5 or 6 takes, then comp the best out of it, and then I'll go back and listen and do what's needed really.